Now that Granolah has encountered both Goku and Vegeta after being brought together by the Heeters Gang, is it possible for him to realize the misjudgment in his plan for revenge? Will he switch sides and team up with the two Saiyans in order to take down the Heeters and Frieza within the next few chapters of Dragon Ball Super? We're going to talk all about that possibility right now. How's it going, everyone? InnovativeJdawg here, back again with yet another Dragon Ball speculation video. I know I haven't really been keeping up with videos lately, and I deeply apologize for that. I just wanted to take a quick little break from creating content, but not only that, there's also been a lot of issues with copyright over the last little while, and a lot of other Dragon Ball YouTubers have been threatened with false copyright claims that have greatly hurt their channels. If you guys follow any other Dragon Ball YouTubers on Twitter, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Thankfully though, I wasn't affected by any of these false claims, but just to be safe, I decided to postpone some of my videos, which is why you haven't seen either of my reviews for Chapter 71 or Chapter 72 of the DBS manga. But now that all those copyright issues are dying down, expect to see both of those reviews out very soon alongside the next chapter review. It's better for them to be out late than not at all, right? Regardless, I didn't want to leave you guys hanging for too long, so I wanted to jump right back into a brand new discussion video revolving around a concept that I've had in my mind for quite some time. Of course, I'm talking about Granolah changing sides and teaming up with Goku and Vegeta for the remainder of this arc. At the moment, that may sound like a really crazy idea. I mean, Granolah is a guy who has been constantly tormented by the extinction of his race. He spent years wanting to get revenge on Frieza and the Saiyans for causing that genocide in the first place, but he hasn't had the chance to get that revenge. But now, he finally has that chance for vengeance because not only has Frieza been revived, but two surviving Saiyans have now popped back up on his planet. It wouldn't make sense for him to suddenly drop this quest for vengeance, especially with not how his character has been built up. However, is it possible for him to pull a 180 and turn against the Heeters? Well, I'm gonna answer that question, but before I do, make sure you smash that thumbs up button so that other Dragon Ball fans can see this video as well, and also subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on all my Dragon Ball content. With all that being said, let's get right into it. So, in Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 72, we finally saw the long-anticipated confrontation between Granolah and the two Saiyans from Earth, Goku and Vegeta. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Vegeta go up against Granolah since the only action we saw from this chapter revolved around Granolah launching some surprise attacks on the two before going up against Goku in a one-on-one match. However, while the fight between Goku and Granolah took center stage throughout the majority of Chapter 72, and despite the enjoyable action sequences that incorporated interesting strategies, techniques, and forms, I wanted to more so focus on Vegeta's role throughout this chapter because in my eyes, it feels like Toyotaro is setting up something drastic for Granolah's character moving forward. Because Vegeta took more of a backseat throughout this chapter, we were given more time to see him reflect on the situation and overall condition of Planet Cereal as Goku and Granolah fought. Keep in mind, the only reason that these two forces have come face to face in the first place is due to the influence of the Heeters Gang and their plan to take control of Frieza's army, which would then give them bigger business opportunities throughout the universe. If you remember from Chapter 70 and 71, it was established that Elec and the rest of the Heeters were getting worrisome of Granolah's sudden boost in strength, and they were wanting to wipe him out before he became too big of a threat for them to handle. Granolah, though, proved to be quite formidable after exchanging his livelihood for this sudden increase in strength, and while the relationship between the Cerulean and the Heeters was already a bit shaky, the possibility of him becoming the major problem preventing them from achieving their goals only cemented their decision to take him out. Of course, this led to Elec scheming the death of Granolah by tricking him into encountering the surviving Saiyans, the same ones who took down Moro. But not only did they plan on tricking Granolah into thinking that these Saiyans were assassins still working with Frieza, we also saw Maki and Oil travel down to Earth in order to convince Goku and Vegeta into eliminating Granolah for them. by telling these two Saiyans that Granolah was not only the strongest warrior in the universe, but by telling them that he was a villain bent on destruction, the two were very eager on testing their newfound strength and techniques against this new foe. So right from the get-go, the confrontation set up between these three warriors has already been fabricated to the point that they really shouldn't even be fighting. They're both acting on accounts of manipulation set up by the Heeters. Now, you may be thinking, Granolah has a personal vendetta against the Saiyans, so regardless if the Heeters were involved in bringing them together or not, if he were to ever encounter the surviving members of the Saiyan race on his own, he would do absolutely anything necessary to wipe them out. And yeah, I agree with that. If Granolah were to confront Goku and Vegeta by himself, by let's say traveling to Earth himself, he wouldn't have any reason to stop his plot for vengeance, and he wouldn't have any reason to suddenly flip around to join their side. But because the Heeters decided to manipulate both sides, there's now leverage for Granolah to do just that. Remember back in Chapter 69, it was revealed that the Heeters Gang quickly swooped in to start rebuilding on planet Cereal after Frieza's army ravaged the planet, and then you remember how in Chapter 70, Maki revealed that they schemed with Frieza to attack planet Cereal in the first place? Well, as of now, at least not to our knowledge, Granolah has no idea that the Heeters are business partners with Frieza, and that they were, to a certain extent, involved in the genocide of his people. Granolah's primary target thus far has been Frieza, and to a certain extent, all those associated with his army, primarily the Saiyans, since they're the ones that got their hands dirty by attacking his planet. If he knew the Heeters were involved, there's no way he would ever work alongside them, and most likely, he would try to take the Heeters Gang down as well. I think Elec and the rest of the Heeters made a huge mistake in their plan by bringing the two Saiyans to planet Cereal, because as we saw at the very beginning of Chapter 72, Vegeta is already starting to suspect something is off. When he and Goku go off to confront Granolah, he notices that the ruins left on planet Cereal appear to be quite old, and that the new cities on the planet haven't been attacked at all. So if this big and strong villain was going on a rampage, why would all these new civilizations remain untouched? Then of course the majority of this chapter focuses on Granolah and the two Saiyans coming to blows, and when he comes face to face with Vegeta, Granolah refers to himself as the last of the Ceruleans. While Goku and Vegeta initially have no clue who the Ceruleans are, they quickly learn that Granolah holds some sort of grudge against the Saiyan race, and then of course, Vegeta takes that backseat to Goku and Granolah's fight. Something interesting though that follows is one single image where we see Vegeta standing on top of the ruins of Granolah's hometown, and he says, "There may be more to this than yet another villain to defeat." So if we tag that statement onto Vegeta learning about Granolah's sharpened eyesight towards the end of the chapter, he starts to put the pieces together and we start to see the gears turning in his head. Vegeta goes into detective mode and decides to investigate the ruins of Granolah's hometown, where he then stumbles upon a footprint left behind by one of the Uzarus that first attacked the planet. The chapter unfortunately ends there as Vegeta starts to understand who Granolah truly is. Now, I'm not sure about any of you, but in my eyes, this feels like a direct setup to a team-up between Granolah and the Saiyans. I'm not sure how it's going to go down in the next few chapters, but with all this evidence lined up, and due to that huge fatal mistake of the Heeters bringing the Saiyans to planet Cereal, it seems inevitable that these three warriors will come to a resolution and soon discover who the true enemy is behind this arc. And hey, this feels like intentional story progression to me because this could have easily been avoided altogether if the Heeters were to lead Granolah to Earth instead, because then there would have been absolutely no way for Vegeta to discover the origins of Granolah, as he wouldn't have discovered that Uzaru footprint, and most importantly, Granolah wouldn't have any reason to distrust the Heeters. But now, Vegeta has the ammo necessary to go up to Granolah and be like, "Hey, we're not working with Frieza, we hate him just as much as you do, we're the good guys here," and now Granolah can come to the realization that the Heeters deceived him. It's possible that Vegeta, now realizing who Granolah is, remembers that the Heeters were in some way associated with Frieza, which would then completely devastate Granolah. I could see this whole situation snowballing into something bigger, where Granolah eventually comes to the realization that planet Cereal was victimized by Frieza and the Heeters, and that his people were wiped out just so they could make a quick buck. This revelation would drastically change Granolah's character, and depending on how the rest of the arc plays out, I could see him going solo and wanting to wipe out everybody, or he would be willing to shift his vengeance on the Saiyans and work alongside them in order to take down Frieza once and for all. It would sort of be one of those the enemy of my enemy is my friend situations. And even then, if Granolah were to team up with Goku and Vegeta, it's possible that there's room for more storytelling that we haven't really seen before in Dragon Ball. He could become a permanent ally, or it's possible that once he and the Saiyans defeat Frieza and the Heeters, Granolah becomes power hungry and betrays the two Saiyans to become the final villain of this arc. At this point, it's kinda hard to tell what the remainder of the story has to offer, but in my eyes, it seems inevitable that Granolah is gonna have a huge change of heart soon and may end up dropping his vendetta against the Saiyans to replace it with a vendetta against the Heeters. Now, I fully believe that Granolah's character is going to take a huge turn, and if he were to team up with Goku and Vegeta moving forward, the rest of this arc is going to be very, very interesting. But with that being said, those were a lot of my thoughts regarding the idea of Granolah changing sides and teaming up with Goku and Vegeta to take down the Heeters and Frieza. Do you think he's going to have a change of heart and work with our heroes? Leave your comments down below and let's have a discussion. I would love to hear all your ideas, so please comment, and while you're at it, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button to help push this video into YouTube's algorithm. The more likes this video has, the more likely it is that other Dragon Ball fans will also see this video. Plus, it gives me an idea of how much you enjoyed today's content. While you're at it, click that subscribe button and turn on post notifications by clicking that bell icon. That way, you'll be able to see whenever I upload a new video. If you're a fan of all things Dragon Ball, you will definitely want to stick around because I make a ton of content ranging from reviews, discussions, speculation videos, and so much more. If all that interests you, you'll definitely want to subscribe, and now that I'm back from my brief hiatus, I plan on making a ton of videos to make up for my absence. As always though, thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed and have a lot of thoughts moving forward. Until my next video though, I will be seeing all of you Dragon Ball fans later. See ya!